I don't know if it's a spark, but to tell the truth, I started my business because I was broke.
How did you scale it? Because obviously you said that you started when you were broke, right?
In my early days, I literally tried to hit at least 50 shops every day, hoping that at least 10 of them or 5 of them will buy. A word that I say, the root of least resistance.
Did anyone ever doubt you when you started?
Yes, everyone. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for my passion, and I'm doing it because there's something that people need, and I know what they need, and I can give it. So why not do it?
If you were to start with £500 and no team, how would you flip that in the next 30 days?
Well, funny you asked me that question because...
Hey people, today we're at the Birmingham Black Business Show where some of the top money experts, entrepreneurs and professionals have come together. I'll be asking them straight up questions around money, building your business and building wealth to get advice that you can actually use. Let's see what they had to say. So we're here at the Birmingham Black Business Show and we have here today...
Yeah, Mark Dalgetti, founder and CEO of Dalgetti Teas.
Okay. So Mark, what do you actually do in business yourself?
I manufacture herbal teas. I got a factory here in the UK and operations out in Nigeria, South Korea, Guyana, and South Africa.
And how long have you been in business yourself?
Over 2 decades, over just about 25 years or more, yes.
Yeah. What's one of the things that you wish you knew when you started business when you were younger?
I think probably financial literacy. A lot of times I find, especially as black businesses, we're very innovative and creating whether it's a product or content service, but sometimes we're not always very good in the financial management systems. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What was the spark that made you start as well?
I don't know if it's a spark, but to tell the truth, I started my business because I was broke. Most people started business because they might have had some money. In my case, I didn't have any money. I was trying to relocate to Guyana where I grew up and ran totally broke, came up to the UK looking for opportunities. And then something presented itself. I took a leap of faith and basically head back there, and that's how the business started.
Amazing. What was like your best year in business?
Every year is the best year. We keep growing.
I love that.
Every year is the best year.
I love that.
Yeah, we keep growing and growing. We try to build a global brand. So every year we're growing all the time.
And how did you scale it? Because obviously you said that you started when you were broke, right? So how were you able to scale it for anybody that's thinking about starting their own business? They're also going to be starting from zero.
Scaling the business, obviously, you got to understand what you're doing first. I always use a word that I say, the root of least resistance. Start by utilizing the resources that you feel doesn't cost you much. So even if, for instance, you're trying to get new customers, just go there and decide, like in my early days, I literally tried to hit at least 50 shops every day, hoping that at least 10 of them or 5 of them will buy. Yeah. Then you move from there. You scale up, you understand also the targeted audience. Yeah, you have to look at the USP, the unique selling point of the product that you're selling. Okay, and then one of the things I did in scaling, a lot of times you need expertise to scale. So one of the important things to do, I think, is bringing in consultants from time to time with targeted and measured delivery on whatever you want them to do. Because a lot of times if you try to grow, right, you might think I need to employ this person permanently. And that costs a lot of money. So sometimes you might have a specific, like, let's say, for instance, I might be trying to get into the US market. I bring in somebody who already taken a product into the US market, might be a consultant that will go through all the relevant steps to get you there. And then you might say, okay, what's the cost to do that? It's going to take 2 months. It's going to cost $2,000, right? And this is where I expect to have a distributor, cost of shipping, duty free, whatever it is involved. And then you execute it that way instead of employing somebody permanently as, say, a marketeer who might be working with you for 5 years and then literally don't even deliver on what you ask them to do. So at each step, we've always bought in, depending on the challenge, right? Then you bring in a particular expert to deal with that particular challenge.
Yeah. So it's about bringing in specialists for a certain period. And when you're bringing in that specialist, they're helping you solve certain problems, yeah. But also you're kind of streamlining your finances where you're not keeping them permanently, yeah. But then you're also saving. That's ingenious. What would you say no one prepares you for in business? You've been in business for a long time. What wasn't you prepared for in business?
What I wasn't prepared for? I try and say how concise I could get that because I start everything with an open mind. So, if I start with an open mind, then, there's something, even if it's a crisis, I don't see crisis as a crisis. To me, I have a terminology, say crisis is a dangerous opportunity. You try to avoid it, but if it arises, it's normally because it's something you need to get done. And once you overcome that crisis, you suddenly realize it was an opportunity that actually grew your business. But I mean, you just have to keep your mind open, because I mean, everything that happens, you're not actually prepared for.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, all kinds of things. You could put as much on paper, which is always good. Have a business plan, but be prepared that it's never going to work according to the plan.
Yeah.
But once you're moving in the right direction, you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
But every and anything could occur. It's nothing that a lot of things you're not prepared for happen. So it's not a one specific situation.
And what did that crisis teach you, would you say?
I would say resilience. It's important to be focused, determined. I think also a good word is passionate about what you're doing. I mean, probably that's why when sometimes somebody copies what you're doing, they might fail, because nobody can be as passionate about you, about the product or service that you want to sell. Okay? And that when the storm comes and the crisis comes, passion, determination, and focus is what helps you to overcome those things. And hard work, obviously.
So my final question to you is, if you were to lose everything, no contacts, no business, and you were to start again and you wanted to make your first 100,000, what would you do?
First thing, you have to find a product or a service that with a unique selling point, a USP. I mean, I see ideas all the time. I mean, I could close my business down and lose everything, and I could start back tomorrow without selling tea and still find things to do. Because as I move around, you have to be very observant. And there's always something out there that's not being catered for, or is not being catered for effectively. So it's two things that happen. It's either it's not being catered for effectively, or it's not being catered for at all. Yeah? And from that is a USP and opportunity to start a business, because having a successful business is about solving a problem or a solution to something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always something that needs a solution. So once you understand that, then, you're not fearful, of anything.
Yeah.
Or you're normally fearful, but you got to be fearless.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's fearful and fearlessness.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you might try to do something and you're fearful of it, but you have to be fearless. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mark. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks.
One of the things I love about going to events is how they give you a fresh perspective. You step into a room and suddenly you're surrounded by ideas, people, and opportunities you didn't even know you needed. That's exactly what's happening at UK Black Business Week and Show in London
between the 13th and 18th of October 2025.
This isn't just another conference. It's a celebration of next level talent and breakthrough thinking. Picture this: sessions covering tech, finance, law, media, culture, and sport. 70 plus speakers on stage, 100 plus black owned brands to discover, and thousands of attendees buzzing with energy. You'll hear from trailblazers like Karen Blackett, Daniel Asheville, Amani Simpson, Jordan Mitchell, and Mike Williams. And on the main stage on Saturday, Melissa Holbrook Aposity, celebrated fashion stylist and creative director, and Vanessa Kingori OBE, one of the UK's most influential business leaders and now senior executive at Google. They'll be sharing the lessons, strategies, and stories that have shaped their extraordinary journeys. And because I've been to the Black Business Show twice, I know how transformative it can be. So I've partnered with UK Black Business Week and Show to give my community 100 free tickets,
which you can use to get complimentary access to the UK Black Business Show on Saturday, the 18th of October, or to the Black Women Business Talks and Black Men Business Talks. The deadline to redeem your complimentary pass is Friday, the 26th of September.
Use the code SAVVYFREE at checkout to claim yours, but don't wait. They'll go fast.
For all other events happening throughout the week, you can still use my code UKBB15 for 15% off tickets. So what do you do for business in today's world?
I am an aesthetics and skin specialist owner of the KS Clinic.
And what gave you the spark to start that clinic?
I think it was because after working for so many years in the industry for big corporate companies and noticing that there wasn't options for skin of color, it was something that I felt was really needed. And I felt that there was a gap in knowledge and education and just solutions. So that's where I started my own quest 6 years ago.
And did you start it full time at a time, or was you doing both the job and the business?
So I worked my way. So I was doing both. So on my days off, I was actually working at my clinic, and then I went part-time, did more hours there. And then eventually I just said, yeah, this is my calling.
And how long did it take you for you to go from doing it part-time to full-time?
Oh, not long. I would probably say about 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That was very, very fast. Why was it so fast? How did it, blow up? I'm sure a lot of people would want to know about that.
So I didn't really do any marketing. All of my business is all organic word of mouth. Obviously, I had quite a following from my previous workplace. They was the ones who actually said, we'll come to you. And I was like, no. But eventually I was like, actually, we need to, because my treatments that I'll be offering will actually be better and more catered to your skin type. So I think it was just word of mouth really, and just a little bit on Instagram, just talking, educating. And I don't know what happened. It just became a full-time thing.
Okay, so I'm understanding. So you were working in an industry before, and then you branched out. And what was the type of job that you were doing before?
So I was a skin specialist. I was doing all the, laser hair removal treatments, but I was also working alongside surgeons, doctors, dentists, nurses. So I had a lot of intel into, infection control, clinical settings, complaints, and then a lot of new employees that were coming. I would actually teach them the roles and how to do things, and then I just thought, you know what, I could do this for myself.
Amazing. You see, this is what you learn from the business. You learn your industry. And what's great about your story is the fact that you stayed in the industry that you understood, but you also found a gap in the market, which I think is a real lesson. What's been your best year in business?
I would have to say this year, 2025, I feel like we've had so much recognition this year. So just keeping my head down, keeping focused. I've trained internationally, work long hours. You know what it's like with your own business. But I find that this year we've just had invites to, 3 weeks ago, we did the Afro Hair and Beauty Show live. Obviously now we're here at the amazing Birmingham Black Business Show. I think in 2 weeks we'll be in London doing another exhibition. So definitely this year.
Yeah. And what's something in business that you wasn't prepared for going into it new?
I was prepared, but I'll answer that question. I think because I've already worked 10 years in a massive corporate company. So a lot of people now, they do training courses and they just quickly rush 2 days training, set up their own business in, a room or whatever. And they don't have the experience of how to deal with complaints or busy settings or, customer service and those types of things. So I actually feel like, I was prepared.
Yeah. Did anyone ever doubt you when you started?
Yes, everyone. My mom was like, why are you going to leave such a massive corporate company that's obviously doing well to just, start on your own? Because it wasn't just about opening the clinic. It was about getting the machinery, which, as people know, costs thousands of pounds. So there was a lot more to it. But I just said, you know what? I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for my passion, and I'm doing it because there's something that people need, and I know what they need, and I can give it. So why not do it?
Yeah, amazing. And that's the thing. I think sometimes you have to believe in the purpose, because there's got to be a lot of people watching this, they're going to have doubters. How did you have that belief though? Because again, it's your first time going into business. I really want to help those who are thinking about, I want to start in business, but nobody's really supporting me. How did you have that belief in yourself?
I think, number one, just know what you can do. If you're confident in what you can do, if you know that you can deliver, most importantly, so if you can deliver results, if you can deliver change, education, something that obviously you're passionate. So this resonated with me because my younger sister, when she was at school, she broke out with full-blown acne all over her face, shoulders and back. And it was quite traumatic to her. She didn't go to school. She stayed in her room. And me being in the industry, I was like, I need to help her. So when I did a lot of, educating myself and doing courses here, there, and learning more about our skin, that's when I started to notice a gap in the market. Like, where's our solutions? Obviously, we can't use the same treatments or products as, say, a Caucasian skin type. So I just believe in yourself and what you can do and know what you can do. Don't fluff it. Don't, overtrack. Just know what you can do.
What's a money mistake that you think founders make until it's too late?
I think faking it before you've made it. Just be very open and honest. So with my clinic, I'm so open and honest with my clients. If there's a treatment that I know they need, but I don't do, I'll tell them this is what you need. So I just think, just everybody stop trying to be the next big thing when you've only just opened like 2 days ago, and love the journey, like learn to grow, learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you, your clients, listen to them. For example, I wanted a bigger clinic setting and all my clients were like, no, like we love this. It's personal, it's private, it's cozy. So I had to listen to that.
Amazing. So I want to give something really practical and I'm going to put you in a bit of a tight spot here, right? So if you were to start with £500 and no team, how would you flip that in the next 30 days?
Well, funny you asked me that question because when I first started my own business, I think when I first opened, I had 2 clients through the door. That was it. And then that money, I just kept reinvesting back into the business. So whether it was paying the bills, and then just doing my own little videos on Instagram and stuff like that. And then once we started making a little bit more, then I added on a new treatment. So I haven't actually taken out any business loans or grants or credit cards or anything. I just kept reinvesting. So for the first couple of months, probably 6 to 9 months, I wasn't actually taking home a wage. Obviously, everything was covered. That had to be covered. But I was just trading my time. But now that's all changed.
And for any aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that are here today, what would you say, what's the best way to thrive in 2025, especially with the advent of AI? You know, we've got social media. What would you say is the best way to thrive as an entrepreneur in 2025?
So I definitely say use all the tools. AI is amazing. Marketing now, like market, everything's marketing. That was a mistake that I made. So for the first couple of years, it was mostly just my clients and word of mouth and stuff like that. And then I guess with the power of marketing and a few ads and certain things, I noticed more and more and more. For me, I like to grow organically and I like to grow kind of steadily. I don't want a massive boom and then like you can't deal with it or it's overwhelming. So yeah, definitely use all those tools and just educate. People now want education. There's so much false marketing. There's so much false information. Just, give more education.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much. Had a great time asking you questions. Thank you. So what do you do in business?
Yeah, my name is Errol Drummond. I'm Managing Director of Sunrise Bakery. We are the oldest Caribbean bakery in the United Kingdom. I've been going since 1966. So as you can see, I'm a second generation.
Amazing. So what kept you in business this long?
I think, as a people, we have a certain amount of tenacity about us. Yeah, we've learned over the years to cope, to keep going, to stay strong, and to overcome adversities. And that's what we've done. And to have a long business life. To have a long business life, you must have that tenacity and that drive.
What was the spark that made you get into business?
Well, to be honest with you, my father started this business in 1966. And when I saw how hard he worked, I thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to do that. So I ended up leaving school and working for the government. But something drew me back to the family business. And it was the idea of making a difference and watching something that you have an interest in, that you actually bought into from a young child, to take it to the next level. And that's what we try to do, to take it to the next level. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are today.
Yeah. And what's been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned in this long time in business? Is amazing.
I think the biggest lesson you learn as a Black business person, what you have to see, you will come across obstacles, but you must see them not as a barrier, but as a hurdle that you must go over or go under or go around. But you must clear that hurdle and move on. You can't say, well, there's a barrier in my way, so you give up. You can never give up. And I can see over the years, we have, as Black business people, have achieved a lot. And as you can see from the show today, we support each other. We network together. And you need that togetherness and that brotherhood and sisterhood to keep going.
Yeah, amazing. And this is the thing, right? I think a lot of, like you say, that togetherness is definitely what's going to help uplift everybody in the community. So in terms of your best year, what's been your best year in business?
My best year? Oh my God, my best year is behind me. Yeah, business is getting no easier. And not just for myself, but for the country as a whole. As you can see, we've had a situation like national insurance increase. We've had a lot of increase in fuel costs and overhead costs. So it's getting no easier. But then you have to find a way of coping and circumventing those difficulties.
Mm-hmm. And those years where you say that was your best years, how did you scale? How were you able to grow your business?
What we did, when I joined the business, my main goal was to take us from the corner shops into the supermarkets. And that way you can grow your audience, grow your marketplace, and actually grow your business. So that's what we tried to do, was to not say pigeonhole ourselves into a small box, but to say, well, we want to go mainstream. The market is not 600,000 Black people. The market is 70 million out there. So you try and aim for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you don't, might hit the mountaintop, but at least you get halfway up. or, you get off the ground. Yeah.
And what's the one thing that you would say about business, running a business, that no one's told you that you've had to learn yourself?
I think people said that running a business is not easy. And until you do it, you don't realize how difficult it is. But at the same time, it is absolutely fulfilling. That's why we all do it. Yeah. It is fulfilling. To have your own destiny in your own hands. You cannot beat that. That is what it's all about. Having your own destiny, making your own decision, and also taking other people along with you. Yeah. Whether those people is your community, they might be your employee, but whoever they might be, you're taking them along with you on that journey.
And so you will say for you, the most, in terms of the most benefit that you got from it is you're actually having that time freedom to do what you want to kind of do and spend time on doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And also you feel that, you're influencing decisions. You're influencing the next generation. Yeah. And you do that. And that sometimes you're like a beacon out there sometimes. And, people see what you do and they try to aspire to do what you do. And that also in its own way is very fulfilling.
What's the best investment that you made in your business that costs less than £100?
I'll tell you the best investment you can make in any business is having the right people around you. Yeah. And we have employees who have been with us for over 35 years. Yeah. Most of our staff have been with us for a very long time. And that is a great investment. Another good investment is investing in your community. Right? They are your stakeholders. Who you're selling to. Make them part of your business. Make them a part of your decision making. And you should always keep them at the forefront of your thoughts at all times.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all your wisdom. Really, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck
Thanks a lot.
with it, yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.